Hey people, it's Toxic Iron Cat coming at you with the next hero review. This time we're looking at the next challenge hero, Sentry. Sentry is able to fly in zones. He also hovers when he walks, so let's take him into a mission and I'll tell you what he's good at. Okay, so now we got Sentry in the Green Goblin mission. Here's his combo. He's going to punch enemies over and over and over again, punch them up, and then fly through for the final attack. His combo does a pretty solid amount of damage. It's also pretty satisfying to use, especially with the rapid punch attack. It's always fun to hit some enemies with that. You can knock out the one-hit minions pretty quick. So I'm going to keep showing you right here. As you can see, you can change targets for the last attack pretty efficiently. It's not too hard of a target change to pull off. So we're going to get this green guy. These guys are really annoying how they teleport all over the place. We're going to punch him. And we're going to fly over here, and I'll show you his P1 up here. The superhuman knee. Sentry's gonna fly at the enemy and knee them for 28 damage. It's a decent P1. 28 damage is not a lot, but it's only 1 star and you can do it from a pretty good range. You're also able to hit a few enemies if they're close enough together, so it's not my favorite one, but it's not the worst one. Also, you saw there when the green ninja teleported, it missed. So here's his P2. He spins around and shoots some sun energy beams, and they hit the enemies for a solid amount of damage. This is a pretty good one because it hits all around you. Solid AoE. This is probably my favorite one of his to use because it's really good for stunning enemies if you're surrounded and getting out of a sticky situation. So let's move up here with Sentry. I'm going to switch to his last power attack. I'm going to use this one. It's kind of like the mid part of his combo where he punches rapidly, except your punches are doing 19 damage instead of 2. It's pretty effective on single targets. You're not going to hit multiple targets very often with it. So like I said, his P2 is probably where you want to go for the sheer amount of targets you can hit with it. But if you want to go for damage, you're going to want to go with his P3. Here's his hero up. He flies into the sky and makes a sentry mark onto the ground. Really effective. Does a ton of damage and kills enemies basically in one hit no matter what. Also an AoE, so it hits enemies in the area. I would recommend using that over his power attacks whenever you can. One of the better hero ups in the game, just because it's of the AoE. AoE power ups or AoE hero ups are usually the best ones. So let's fly him up here. I switch back to his P2. So you can see if I get surrounded, I can just spin and I'll stun them all away from me with 37 damage, which is pretty good. Gets these red ninjas to less than half health. Makes it so I can take them out in pretty quick work. And then we're going to beat this guy up, and then I'm going to finish him with my superhero, or I'm not going to now I'm going to finish him with my knee. So we're going to knock that robot out. So his power attacks are pretty good if you can link them together. But again, I recommend using his hero up more often than not. It's much better than his power attacks. So I'm going to use it up here. So you can see the 99 damage is really nice. That kills most enemies in the game. Obviously not the most for a power attack, but it's definitely up there as one of the more powerful ones. That's what makes Sentry a decent hero overall. His combo is not really the greatest part about him, it's the hero up. So we're going to beat these guys up. And there's one more thing I want to show you as Sentry. It's a nice little thing. And I'm going to skip to the boss level right here. Okay, so now we're versing Green Goblin. There's a little nifty thing Sentry can do. He's one of the very few characters in the game that can do this. So we're going to wait for him to fly up and do his bombs away attack. He's going to throw some pumpkin bombs at me. Now watch, I can still attack him while he's in the air. Most characters are not capable of attacking the boss while they're in the air. Nihilus also flies in the air like this, and he'll shoot his little lasers at you, and it works there too. So this is really helpful. Sentry can hit the boss without getting hit by any of his attacks, and it just makes him a better hero. So I'm going to rate Sentry. Just like Electra, I'm going to rate him a 7 out of 10. His combo is not the greatest, but he's still a pretty solid hero. He's also pretty unique, so I'd definitely pick him up with a challenge serum. Maybe not your first one, but one of your early on ones. This has been Toxic Iron Cat from the SHSOHub. Be sure to subscribe for more hero reviews.